Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mike Blake, and welcome once again to Midday with Mike. As always, delighted that you are with us. Hope this day is going your way, and as always, we hope you're coping as best you can under the very challenging times of the COVID pandemic. Got a good show for you today. We're going to talk to the Our Men Varsity Club president about a wonderful scholarship. A little later, we'll meet one of the new members of the 14 News family. But we begin with a very talented lady from Evansville who started her writing career actually in her mid-60s. She's just finished her first book, which is titled Fae Guardians. We'll tell you what that title means and what it's all about in a moment. But right now, we'd like you to meet Joanne Curl. Joanne, thank you very much for being with us. Tell us a little bit about yourself. You're an Evansville native, correct?
That's right. Born and raised here.
Now, I understand that you started writing actually age 13 was kind of a critical year. What happened at age 13?
Being a 60s child, 13 was a rough time, and I just needed an escape. And so I wrote to escape from all the bitterness and nastiness that was going on.
Now, you started Dark Shadows, right? You have a couple of Facebook pages, is that correct?
That's correct.
How does that work?
Well, I have a page that's called My Dark Shadows, 1966 to 1991. And basically, I started posting my own stories on that page, and then I had other writers that wanted to come in and join me. So they write their stories and their characters in with the original characters from Collinsport.
Now, at age about 12 years ago, she had a game-changing experience. You suddenly became a caregiver for both your mom and dad. That was pivotal. Explain.
Well, they both had dementia, and father had a heart condition, and mother was blind. And I had to take care of them because their memories were going quickly and they needed help. They couldn't be left alone. So I was their caregiver for 24/7.
Now, a lot of people, especially writers, they have a lot of fears. You said you had a fear of putting yourself out there. What do you mean by that?
I mean, I think it's instinctual that people that sometimes tend to be shy will not want to bring attention to themselves. And so when you go on a grander scale as publishing a book and opening yourself up for reviews, it's a little hard to put your work out there and have it criticized when you think it's great. So that's what it's about.
But she's overcome that. And listen, she also has what millions of Americans contest with, and she has what's called macular degeneration. That can't be easy, writing a book with that.
No, it's not. It came on me very suddenly. And when you're used to having your eyesight and suddenly you don't have your eyesight, you panic. But you can't panic. So you have to learn to cope with it.
But you've overcome that. What was the key, do you think, in overcoming those challenges?
My husband. His support.
The man behind the woman, right?
Correct.
Everybody needs a support group. Hey, when we come back, I think it's a very interesting title, Fae Guardians. It's her first book. We're talking to Joanne Curl, and when we come back, we'll get the primary message of the book, and more importantly, how you and I can get a copy of it. Midday with Mike continues, but first, listen to these messages. We're talking with author Joanne Curl. She's just come out with her first book. It's called Fae, that's F-A-E, Guardians. Interesting title. Joanne, first of all, what do you mean by Fae Guardians?
Well, Fae Guardians, Fae is people with mystical or magical powers. And guardians, because these powers can be used to protect the innocent. So I decided when I was writing on my Dark Shadows page, I called all of them Fae because they have magic in their bodies. So that gives them a little bit extra oomph if they have to resolve a nasty issue.
Now, tell us about the book itself. It actually revolves about two families, right?
Yes, that's correct. This book is really Buffy meets Dark Shadows is what it's about. But the Chapel family are the ones that established the town, and it's a port city along the Rocky Main coast. And there's the Howe family. The Howe family are the ones that have the special powers. And so all of them have their own issues that they have to deal with. But the main character is Johanna Howe. And she actually was an assassin that came back from the future to be with her family to try to discover why her kind were disappearing in the years 2525. And Fae Guardians is about redemption, really, because she was an assassin. So she's looking to redeem herself by protecting the innocence of Port Chapel. So the other part.
And there's a primary message for today. When you read Fae Guardians, what's the message you really want to get across?
Don't give up hope. Don't give up hope. We all have special abilities inside ourselves. And if you can find a way to escape from what's really bugging you, you can pick my book up and start reading it. It's got humor in it. It's got some risky parts. It's got all kinds of different messages if you look for them.
Now, this talented lady is still writing. You're still writing fan fiction, right? But is there another book percolating in that mind of yours?
I've already started on book 3, and I've outlined book 4 for this series. But the next book that'll come out is called Bloodlines, and it picks up at the end of this book and goes right into a whole new set of circumstances and stories.
Writers, they're an interesting lot, to say the least. What have you learned about yourself, especially writing at a later age in your life? You've probably learned quite a bit, haven't you?
I've learned that I can have confidence in myself. You get beat down when you're a caregiver, and you have to find a way to deal with all the stress that goes with that. And I've learned that I could take it. And if I can take it, anybody can take it. Right. That's what I learned.
Very, very quickly, where can we get a copy of Fae Guardians?
It's on Amazon, and it's available in paperback and available as an ebook. So they can go to Amazon, look up my name, or look up the name Fae Guardians, and it'll take it right there, and they can get them a copy.
Joanne Curl, we wish you the very best with the book. Again, Fae Guardians. Come back and talk to us about Bloodlines, okay?
I would love to.
All right. Joanne, thank you very much for being our guest.
Thank you for having me.
You bet. And when we come back, you know, one of the best booster clubs in the area, it's the Our Men Varsity Club at Wrights High School. Boy, it's a tremendous scholarship that's evolved. We'll talk with the club president, Michael